April 12th, letting go of fear. Picture yourself swimming, floating peacefully down a gentle stream. All you need to do is breathe, relax, and go with the flow. Suddenly you become conscious of your situation. Frightened, overwhelmed with what ifs, your body tenses. You begin to thrash around, frantically looking for something to grab onto. You panic so hard you start to go under. Then you remember you're working too hard at this. You don't need to panic. All you need to do is breathe, relax, and go with the flow. You won't drown. Panic is our great enemy. We don't need to become desperate. If overwhelming problems appear in our life, we need to stop struggling. We can tread water for a bit until our equilibrium returns. Then we can go back to floating peacefully down the gentle stream. It is our stream. It is a safe stream. Our course has been charted. All is well. Today I will relax, breathe, and go with the flow. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is the language of letting go. And I always think when letting go of fear, it helps me to remember this movie, Apocalypto. If you haven't seen it, I think it's a great movie. But there's a part where, a couple tribes run into each other while hunting, fishing, or whatever. And, they don't recognize each other. They're alien to each other. And, the one tribe has been through a little battle. So there's, some blood and, some marks on these people, and they have fear in their eyes. Whereas this other tribe has never been in such a situation, and they don't know what this is that these people have in their eyes. This idea of fear is new to this other tribe. So when they get back to their encampment, the son of the chief has this look like, oh my gosh, what was that? What's going on? What happened to them? And the chief comes to his son and says, you need to get rid of this feeling of fear. It's a disease, and it will spread amongst us, and we can't have this in our encampment. So the father knows fear, and he has battled it himself probably and let it go at some point. But being young and having fear for the first time, it can be overwhelming. Having fear at all can be overwhelming sometimes, and it can cause more problems having a fear of the what ifs than the actual problems themselves. So that helps me. I always think of the chief and how he smiles and he's content upon his death because he has no fear. And it's one of those things it's natural. We're gonna have fears in our life, but the more we can take a step back and look at it from an outside perspective of ourselves, view it through the higher power's eyes, we can see that the fear is unwarranted typically. And it might be healthy to keep us out of danger and a few things as dangers are happening. But if we're sitting in a house or an apartment or a friend's room or whatever it is, all those fears that we start to build up in our head, 90% of them are unnecessary, and it creates more havoc than it heals. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.